So, this is Veronica Robinson with the Law Offices of E.F. Robinson, and this is.
Robert Love-Steward of Stewardship Services, your final financial literacy company and credit restoration services.
So, we really just wanted to bring you guys an educational moment about how credit impacts divorces and what you can do in order to fix that problem and not just that divorce problem. So, that's why we have Robert here as our referral partner of the month. Robert, tell us about yourself.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, thank you so very much for having me, Veronica. Myself, I am a native of Jamaica, raised in Miami, spent most of my life with being raised by my mother and my grandmother. Just a church boy from Miami, honest to goodness truth. And a few years ago, started my career in healthcare, which specifically was in Medicaid. So I was responsible for helping the indigent and the destitute get approved for the long-term care benefits that covers them in nursing homes.
Okay.
That was truly my heart and my passion, and it was the start of my love for finance, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. It allowed me to be of service to the community as well as build some phenomenal relationships, learn how the government works, learn how you can actually move and transfer wealth. So through that process, I met a lot of the state attorneys. Through relationships, became very successful. Spent the past 7 years in healthcare, and around 14 months ago, we opened up Stewardship Services as a financial literacy company to share all that I have learned over the years in that field and bring it here.
And so you're saying that you have a more holistic approach, not just like a credit repair thing. You're talking about what? Tell me,
Absolutely,
tell me.
absolutely. Thank you for noticing that. Yes. So with Stewardship Services, the vision was always financial literacy. And we fully understand that that's not being taught in our schools. There's no formal or structured training on financial literacy. It truly is an if you know, you know scenario. And that genuinely wasn't okay with me because I have so many friends that are doing well. We all lived this dream once upon a time, you make it to six figures, you make it. Well, that day has come and gone. And at this point now, it truly is about optimizing your cash flow, managing your credit report. What insurances do you have in place? What protections do you have? And that comes in many different realms, and you need help, you need support. So Stewardship Services is here to be that support.
That's so good. I don't know if you know, but we have a nonprofit as well, and it is the African American Advocacy Center for Persons with Disabilities. Yes, it is wonderful because Robert is ding, 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 ding. Our clients were on the Med waiver with the Agency for Persons with Disabilities.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll make sure that you get our clients, our consumers, you get their contact information, of course, with full disclosures by you. So that you can actually educate them as well, because I'm thinking special needs trusts for you are important and things such as that, right?
I would love that opportunity. Truly would.
Great. But see, this is why we have to come together and talk.
Yes,
To see how we
definitely.
can actually help our entire communities, right? Our different communities. Awesome. But I'm here to talk to my divorcing professionals. Okay? And we all know the number 2 reason for divorce is, I'm still saying it out loud.
Money.
There's no wrong answer. Oh, yes, there is. That was the right answer. Yeah. People argue about finances. And what we see is there's spenders and there's savers oftentimes.
Yes.
And what people have to understand is a marital asset and a marital liability doesn't matter who caused it or accrued it. It just came about during the time of the marriage. And that's like inheritance and trust and all the other stuff. But generally, if I make some money, I put it in my 401k during the time of marriage, and my spouse had money in his 401k, he was making it, and he goes out and spends it all, on a Corvette and pays cash. I'm getting a divorce and we're splitting my 401k. That sucks.
It does. It does. I know it doesn't sit well with clients, but it's what they face each and every day.
It is. It is. And it's also, that's why it's also so important to know, like, I call it, when in church they say you have to be equally yoked,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Even financially,
Wholeheartedly.
right? In order to keep that union. And so there's things that you can do to help it as long as they're willing to be educated.
Right. Right. That's why I love the concept that I'm not sure if you remember, you shared it a few weeks ago about doing an education for the newlyweds and those soon to be married about the value of a prenup and kind of putting that in place. I know there's so many stigmas and stereotypes against it, but honestly, when you separate the money part from it, you really just leave it about love, and that's a phenomenal thing. It really does make it easier for people. So it's an awesome service that people really should consider.
They really should. And they're just so scared to even have the conversation. So I say have the conversation while you're dating. So that people know who you are in the very beginning, that I am about love. And since I'm about love, my money is separate. Your money may be separate, but money is separate from love. So let's just love each other and don't worry about the money. Yes. That's why we can put it in a prenup.
And if I could ask them what their credit score is.
Oh, say it out loud.
Ask them what their credit score is, because it can come. It's an unpleasant surprise when you've fallen in love with someone, and then now you're in the position where, okay, the two are now one.
Right.
So you're mingling everything, but you've never had these conversations before.
Right.
And now you're coming up to find that they've had some financial issues in the past, or they may have some debts that they need to pay. And because the two are now one, you've become liable. And even to the point sometimes when you're applying for certain things, now they want to include, your spouse needs to be on the application for certain purchases. And I was speaking with a mortgage loan officer about that, and it was so illuminating to me. I'm like, this is incredible. And they're like, yeah, and we really do. We look at the lowest score, and that's the one we're going to take.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, so we were talking about that as well, to kind of help families to be able to better position themselves, because it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. But there's a solution. So we identified a problem. I want to identify another problem, though, with that, is that let's say that now you are one and your spouse doesn't have the credit that you have, and now all of a sudden everything's going in your name, and the spouse can't have anything in their name because their credit is messed up, right? And think about the tension that brings to that marriage. Because although I said a marital liability for the court, doesn't matter whose name it is in, it's still a marital liability. But you can have some impact with everything being in your name. What kind of partnership do you feel like you really have? And how that impacts that other person's ego as well. Yeah, we need Dr. Ashley on this one, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a heavy topic. It really is a heavy topic, and I know it probably hits home. Hits close to home for a lot of families, because even through taxation, we see that there is in fact a head of household, but to your point earlier, it brings a question as to whether or not you two are truly equally yoked. If everything is going in your name, then even as one, you're still bearing the brunt of all the responsibility. So,
excuse me, guys. Gotta put your phones on silent when you're doing interviews. So, but there's things you can do.
yes.
And one thing we do is we refer our clients to you, because we want our clients to leave, you're coming here for a prenup, postnuptial agreement, a divorce, any child custody issues, paternity kind of things. You come here, credit's not so great, but love it. By the time that you're done with your case, you're walking out of the office with a real start, right? A real chapter with not just the love and the heartache and stuff that we're dealing with and the family situation, but also now you've got a good financial start too, because we refer them to you. What can you do for them?
So, what we do specifically, and I love what you said because it's the truth, they get the opportunity to have a genuine do over. It's just a fresh start. What we specialize in is geez, focusing specifically on their credit profile as opposed to their credit score.
Okay.
We start off with education, explaining exactly how the score is weighed, what we've identified on their specific credit report, where we find opportunities to improve, and the timeline that we're expecting.
Okay.
So we go through all of that. We go through price as well, because, and not to toot my own horn, but we honestly have the most nominal rates.
Really?
We really do.
Well, let's be transparent.
We
What are they?
We really do.
I guess it also depends on your score and what you have to do, but
Absolutely.
where does it start at?
Typically, because they're not competitors, they're simply collaborators that operate on their own. But other credit restoration companies will come in with something that they coin as a setup fee usually. So that first month is around $295 or $299.
Okay.
I've seen as low as $199, but even so, then they have a monthly rate.
Yeah.
So the company I was just speaking about with the $199, their monthly rate is also $199. So you're paying $200 a month.
Okay.
When we look at truly restoring your access to capital,
Yeah.
it's a planning thing, and it's supposed to be strategic. So it's most advantageous, especially for your clients, because they're coming to you, they're coming to someone who empathizes, who understands, who cares, and then they're immediately connected with us. So there's a roadmap here. While they're going through the court proceedings, we're working with them behind the scenes to support them to make sure that their credit profile is appropriate and in place.
Okay.
And goodness.
I don't know. It's just so much that you can actually really do when there's access to capital.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is, and with appropriate planning. That's imperative for the process, because aside from these simple disputes, it really does in fact start off with cleanup and compliance.
Okay.
So what we like to do is we go through, there's always a free audit with our clients. After the free audit, then we go ahead and we let them know exactly what's going on. Then we talk about price.
Okay.
So with our price, again, we're looking at 6 months to a year.
Okay.
Because that's the planning period.
Makes sense.
So contracts state that credit restoration, they call them credit repair, but we don't repair credit. We restore access to capital.
Okay.
So we're looking at that 6 month period. Any of the competitors, you're going to be spending, let's say, $100 a month, and with a $300 setup fee, that should put you at about $800 to $900 for the first 6 months. That's if you get everything taken care of.
Oh, wow.
With us, the fee is slightly higher only because we're contracted for the 6 months, but then we honor you for a following 6 months. Anything that we identified within those first 6 months during that education process that we're supporting you, we will go ahead and continue to dispute on your behalf 6 months after the contract. So you're getting 12 months of value with us for only about $100 more.
Okay.
Our rate is truly nominal. It's a flat rate of $1,000.
Okay.
There are a few options to be able to break that down as far as into 3 months of payments as low as $349. So we make it as reasonable as we possibly can for the amount of work that's going into it. Because there are two things about our industry that honestly, they kind of frustrate me. One is that the industry is unregulated, which leads to the second thing, which is that the other companies oftentimes are uneducated. which throws us all into this bad bunch of,
Yeah.
oh, that, credit restoration doesn't actually work.
Yeah.
It does because there are laws in place that hold creditors and furnishers responsible. They hold them to a specific standard. Our responsibility is to leverage those laws on the benefits of your clients.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. I like it. I have an idea.
Okay.
And remind me of it because I don't want to give it away yet. And
Sure.
it's say 349, and then I'm going to remember the idea.
Okay.
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 All right. So, what have you heard where an authorized user can actually, if you use one of those, they boost your credit score? How does that work?
Yes. So, story time.
Okay.
Once upon a time, that was one of the number one ways to get a significant boost in your credit, because when you're added as an authorized user, let's say a loved one, you're added to their credit card, you now take on their payment history and the history of that account. So when that comes over to you, you automatically look like this well-established, creditable client. That is no longer the case.
Oh, really?
You can still get some benefits from having an authorized user, yes. There are even still legal companies that are operating in which they sell trade lines.
Yeah.
So absolutely, it's still very much a thing, but the reality is that we are facing two new enemies. One is an educated underwriter, because as time goes on, the banks know all of the tricks that we utilize as consumers.
Okay.
They are looking now beyond your several authorized users with significant age and history on your account.
Okay.
They're looking at your primaries. They want to know what accounts were opened with your name.
Really?
Your social. That's weighing more to the underwriters, because they've realized that everyone has caught on to this now.
Yeah.
You can simply be added to your grandmother's credit card because her American Express has been open for 30 plus years.
There you go.
No longer the case.
Okay.
No longer the case. So will you get a points boost? Absolutely. If you're happy with the 15 to 20, 25 points, kudos. I have no problems with that. I support it. But I stress this each and every day with a client or with a prospect. It's just simply that it's not about your credit score. It's about your credit profile.
You keep saying that.
It's always about your credit profile. Because we're going up against AI, we're going up against underwriters.
Yeah.
They're checking. They want to see what your habits are like, even outside of your credit score, just your banking habits. They're checking.
Oh, really?
Yes. So you have to take these things seriously. Getting your credit in the right place opens so many doors for you, and it makes life easier, and it makes life cheaper.
Yeah. How cheaper?
Not a math wizard, but let's say something without the year-over-year calculation. But if we're looking at a difference of 2% in interest, and we're talking about on $500,000 home.
Okay.
So that's going to take us to $10,000 for the 2%. And when we're talking about year over year, it's going to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's the power. And it may sound like, oh, well, that's not a lot, but $10,000 to $15,000 that you're not spending unnecessarily can have huge snowball effects for your wealth building opportunities.
Yeah.
Because it's similar to the negative stigma of refinancing. And I'm hopeful that was going to be a topic that we talk about.
Okay, glad.
Because I love refinancing.
Do you?
I do, because everyone has this feeling about, oh, well, I only owe on my vehicle for another 2 or 3 years. If I refinance, now I'm going to be paying for 6 years.
Right.
Sure, totally understand. How much do you owe right now? Since you said you owe three. Okay, well, I still owe 40,000 on the car. Okay. How much is the refinance for? Well, it's for the same amount. So you're not paying anything extra.
Oh.
So the only thing happened is, and again, this all depends on the terms of the refinance. But when your refinance offer is showing you that you're going to be paying just about the same amount that you're currently that's still owed on the vehicle, what's happening now is now you're gaining opportunity cost because month over month you're paying less on that car note. That's money that could be going to your 401k.
Yeah.
That could be going to your HSA. It could be sitting in your high yield savings account for that beautiful vacation that you're going to plan with Tamoy. Who knows? There are so many other opportunities. You could be putting it away for your life insurance policy for that premium and knock that off of your plate.
Yeah.
One less headache.
Yeah.
So
yeah, opportunities. So it sounds like what I'm hearing you say, it's not just about your credit score. It's about your credit profile so that you can have access to capital.
yes,
It's what keeps on going around and around and around. So you got access to refinancing if your credit profile looks like it's supposed to look like, right?
Right.
Good.
That credit profile being pristine, being well maintained and managed is your best asset for those who may be not as liquid as they'd like to
Yeah.
be. There are so many different avenues. I won't get too deep, but one particular that I like to remind people of, especially because so many of us have hobbies or have passions, and then we've been able to go ahead and turn those passions into startups and into businesses.
Okay.
A lot of my clients come to me specifically because they're like, hey, I need some capital. I need to be able to grow my business. My business is working, but if I just had some money just set aside, I could really do a lot more. And the first thing I ask is, okay, well, what does your personal credit look like? Say, oh, well, my personal credit's not good. I'm focused on building for the business. Well, while you are building your business credit, because there are 4 business bureaus to do that with, one of the ways and one of the quickest ways to be able to begin to build business credit is to leverage your personal credit. Personal guarantees are not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Everyone always, oh, well, you have the personal guarantee for that, so you're still going to be responsible. Even if you go into bankruptcy, they're still going to pursue you. So then my next question is, was this a business or was this a hustle?
Good question.
Because that's going to change where the direction of the conversation.
Okay.
If it's a hustle, that's not a problem, but I need to remove stewardship services from the conversation now because we're not equally yoked.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to elevate you just to set you up for failure. Because that's genuinely what I feel like what happens when credit restoration companies come in, they don't educate, they don't explain anything. They go through the easiest route, which it does get fast results, but fast results are not lasting results. And they'll do these full sweeps, they'll get everything removed, and what you don't know is that, yes, they did remove the negatives, they removed the charge-offs, they removed the collections, but they also removed your positives.
Oh.
They removed those positive primaries. All that good history that you had, all those on-time payments, gone. They removed it. All because they elected one particular option, they checked this specific box, and it stipulated one of these 3 things. And that's not a way to restore someone's access to capital. There's a term for it called credit washing.
Okay.
And it's awful. It's awful because it sullies the integrity of the rest of the industry.
Wow, I had never heard of it. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so let's talk about the special offer. Special offer is this. This is to our current clients. and our former clients. Well, actually, yeah, you come back. Former clients, you come back, you need something, a modification, whatever you need, a contempt, or just a new case. How about you need a prenup because you're in love again? Love it. So, but you want to make sure that your credit is clean. You want to make sure that you, especially if you're doing a prenuptial agreement, that your intended's credit is clean. Or credit profile actually allows you all to have access to capital. Let me use the right words, right? So Robert was talking about payment plans for $349 is like the lowest, I think he said. So what I am willing to do is I'm willing to extend a credit of $349. So whatever your initial retainer is, I will take off $349 so that you can use that to get started with Robert. Make sense?
Absolutely. That's wonderful, guys.
You have got to take advantage of that. All right.
I appreciate you for that.
Well, I really want this. I want everybody to be
Absolutely.
whole. And, this is so funny. It's just that people say money is the issue. But honestly, it's really not. Because we've got, high income people, right, with credit issues, right?
Several.
Yeah.
Ironically, it seems like most of my clients, honestly, are fairly high earners.
Yeah.
And they're the ones coming with the credit issues.
Yeah. I mean, and then they're ashamed. And then that's why they're not moving forward.
Yes.
Because they don't want anyone to know. So you already know attorney-client privilege, it's confidential anyway. So, and I ask you, we talk about it. Because again, I want you guys to be in the best possible position that you can possibly be in. And that means also having access to capital.
100%. It's the best way to do it. It really is. You all have someone who cares, who's already connected with you, and is connecting you with other people that care, that are focused on, again, making you whole. The goal here is not to be able to fight everything off on your own, but it is to be able to reestablish and reposition yourself for independence so that you can move forward successfully.
Well, you said it. What else do you need to say? You think we covered everything?
I think so.
And if not, we can always do a part 2.
Yes, we can. Anytime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I enjoyed this so much.
I did
love
too.
my time with you.
Good.